We're here at my latest project about 2 weeks ago. We actually just finished the renovation today. We're up in UTC, and this was an interesting story. I got a call from an agent. She was the listing agent, and she said, hey, my seller is in a situation and he needs to sell the property in the next 7 days. What would you be willing to pay for it? I went and I threw an offer out, and he ended up accepting it. I was completely shocked he took it. Come to find out, he actually bought it a year ago, and I bought it about $200,000 less than what he just paid for it a year ago. That just goes to show there's so many different ways of providing value to sellers. For him, he just needed to get rid of the property immediately. He was willing to sell it to me for a loss. They went with me because they knew I would sell in 7 days based off my track record and me doing it over and over and over again. So what we did is we came in, and it was in pretty good condition. We just needed to make it a little bit more modern. We gave it fresh new paint, fresh new lighting, and light fixtures throughout the whole house. And then we came and just redid the kitchen, put some beautiful tile in, refinished the cabinets, all brand new Samsung appliances. He actually put the flooring in less than a year ago. Didn't need to replace it. It was in really good condition. He actually hardly lived here. A couple cool things about this property. It has an oversized 2-car garage down below and a washer and dryer in unit. It is also a corner unit, so you have a ton of natural light. A lot of these properties here in this community, all the decks are centered and they have walls on every side of them. So you have some light coming down, but you don't have this whole feeling. So when you come out here, and this was a big reason what kind of attracted me to this property, is you kind of feel like you're in a park. You have a bunch of bushes right here. You don't have a neighbor on this side or this side looking in on you. It is really private. I think this is gonna be a huge selling feature for the property. Like I said, everything was in pretty good condition. We put new doors throughout the whole property. And then upstairs, this was a value add work. So I always ask the agent, when a property they have listed is not selling, why isn't the property selling? And I had a feeling I knew what the answer was. I just wanted to hear it from them since they had the listing for probably about 30 days. So you have 2 bedrooms up here, and there was a gap right here, and you can go between each bedroom. It's a simple fix. Buyers don't realize that. You could have got it at a really good price as an end buyer and hired a contractor to seal this off for, I don't know, contractor charged $2,500 to do so. I came in, now you have 2 legitimate bedrooms. And then we redid the bathroom right here, where's the light? And already had really nice tile in the shower, so we did not switch that out. Refinished the cabinets, new quartz countertops throughout the whole property. And here we go, 2 weeks later, we're getting ready to put the home on the market. This was a lot faster than the normal properties we do, but I buy properties in all price ranges. It doesn't matter. Wherever I can do to provide value to my agents who work with me, I'm always open to doing it. Doesn't matter if it's a condo, doesn't matter if it's a single family home, any price range, we'll take a look at it. A couple things when it came to this renovation is I wanted to replace the windows, but it took us about 3 weeks to do the whole renovation. We bought it right before the holidays, and when you're in an HOA community, you have to get approval. Even if they already approve it in the rules and regulations, you have to have the sign off from them. So we weren't able to get the windows in time. We're ordering the doors. They're probably gonna go in a week or 2 after we list the property. That's one of the frustrating parts about renovating properties in HOAs is when you're able to finish them in 3 to 4 weeks, you're kind of at the mercy of whoever is managing the HOA to get their approval on stuff like doors and windows, exterior paint, new exterior lights, etc. On a property like this, the finishes are completely different than if we were flipping a $2.5 million property. We used LVP here. The cabinets were actually in really good condition and they were solid wood. So we came in and we refinished the cabinets. We put quartz in, and the appliance package is Samsung. We usually do a higher end appliance package when it comes to those properties. From the finish on the walls, usually on a higher end property, we do a smooth coat. Here we sprayed texture the whole thing. So there's small differences that we put in a property in this price point versus a higher price point. And it's completely dependent on 1, the area, and 2, what the other comps. We just go and we match the properties to the comps that are selling in that complex. So it really is dependent on what are the buyers wanting in that area. There's some areas that we do a white oak. There's some areas that we do a gray flooring. It really depends on what the other properties are selling, because that gives you a telltale sign of what are the people buying in that community, what they desire. There's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to flipping condos. The big con is you're limited to what you can do on the exterior of the property. You're governed by the HOA board, the rules and regulations. It's a lot of bureaucracy. You have to go back and forth with them to get just about anything done. The best benefit is comping. You know, when you go and you flip a single family home, a lot of times the homes are not similar, at least in San Diego. Each home's different. So it's a lot of, you're speculating a lot of what buyers want, what sellers want. Here, there's 2 or 3 floor plans and there's 300 to 400 units. So you're able to go and be like, okay, let's look at the units that have my bed, my exact bath count, and my exact square footage. What did those sell for? What did they have? What did they not have? And you're able to make a very good educated decision on, okay, what will this property realistically sell for versus trying to like do an estimated guess by looking at all these comps that none of them are similar, and you kind of come up with this formula in your head to figure out what it's worth. With every property we do, we always look like who's most likely going to buy the property. Here, there's really 2 to 3 separate buyers. One, we're right next to the University of San Diego and UCSD. There's a good chance that the buyer will be a parent of one of the kids going to the university. They buy it while their kids are going to school, and you know, they'll rent out one room, the kid lives in the other room, and they look at it from an investment standpoint. The second one would be a young professional who, you know, they either work in the UTC, they work in La Jolla, and this is central for them. The third one would be a physician. You see a lot of doctors that live in this community because you're right next to multiple hospitals, Scripps, and UCSD. There's a lot of research up here, there's a lot of biotech. So it's really a college/professional area where those are the 2 main demographics. And knowing all that information, we go and we try to cater our flips to the best of our ability to those buyers looking in what they look for in the property, what they expect in terms of finish level, and that's how we kind of come up with the design and floor plan of our properties. My name is Cade Silva, founder of Range Home Buyers. If you have a property that you are looking and you need an offer, or if you want to learn more of how to work with us, reach out to me, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, text. We'd love to work with you.